Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. We're in the 3.5 Monster Manual and we're on the Frostworm. Hey, so we're going to start out with a light color, a bluish gray color maybe. Maybe. So, I have some country gray and some cottage blue. We'll just mix those bad boys up and make something to paint this guy with. It might be a little dark. We'll see in a minute how it's going to look. Yeah, it might be a little dark. Let's put a dab of white in there too while we're at it. Coincidentally, that white's called Snow White. I could not find any CGI dwarves to go with it, so no comment. Okay, there we go. Nice and light. Well done. There's going to be some dark cracks under there we just can't get how the model sits on here, and that's okay. I base coated it the best I could with white, but it would have taken multiple coats and all day to get it done, so I skipped ahead. Now for the base coat, this is the same exact color. We're doing the white end, the base end too. So this is a one-stop shop. It's actually not as dark as I had wanted it to be, believe it or not. I thought it was going to be a little darker than that as it started to dry, but it is not the case. Okay. That's stinky. One of those paints is stinky. Probably that Snow White. Okay. I'm going to try to use all this up. Feel any cracks or anything where I messed up, because I did, of course. You know that. Okay. Set this off to the side and get the +2 hot air gun burning and hope that this darkens up a little bit as it dries. Alright, so it did not. So just to make sure this thing is something to look at besides just pure white, we're going to get that gray and blue and mix them again, and we're going to come back in and we're going to hit some of the spots along the base and the main model. Just to try to darken those up a little bit. This is pretty thick. Probably should have stopped and thought about that before I started. Okay. Now I'm not going to worry about the top parts. I'm just worried about the base and the parts of the model that are lower to the ground. Okay. We'll hit some of this underside here too. Darken that up. Okay. Alright, something like that. Let's get a makeup brush. Here we go. Some cardboard. Let's get just the blue and only the blue. Get a healthy amount of variation on that model and try not to get it all over the base if we can. Okay, now we're going to get that white and we're going to mix it in with that. Okay. Then we're going to come over that and just do a thin bit, and then we are going to hit some of the base with that too, and that's just going to make a little bit of that stuff underneath here and there pop out a little bit brighter, a little bit whiter. Okay, you can get rid of that makeup brush for now, and we're going to get the +2 hot air gun and burn it out. I know you guys like it when I use magic items to craft. Now we're just going to get nothing but white and a smaller makeup brush, something like this. Get a little bit of that on there. We're going to kind of touch these rocks and stuff on the base on the ground here and lighten those up a good bit. Oh, that makes a big difference. It makes it really light. I like it. We're going to do the same thing around his head and the center of his back. And it doesn't make an enormous difference just yet, I'm noticing. But I think it will in the long run look okay. Alright, so what we have now is a need for something very light to do his pinchers and some of the stuff on his face. So let's get a piece of tape. Okay, and let's get my new workhorse brush that I've been using for everything. And let's get this runic gray, tiniest drop of that. Okay, 2 tiniest drops of that. And if I had clean water, we would have just used that, but I don't have clean water over here, so we're going to use some of the speed paint medium. Quite a bit of that. And we're going to drag this around and get a solid consistency. There we go. We're going to drag that onto the mandibles. And give them a little bit more color. We're going to do the same thing on his face. Just a little more color. Okay. Get around his little hole where he makes his yelp noise. I think that's all we're going to do with this blue here. Get another coat of that, kind of rub that around and see if we can smear some paint loose with it. Darken it up a little bit. Okay. +2 hot air gun burning. Getting that purple workhorse brush out again. Of course, I'm licking the tip, because that's what I do. I'm going to get this dark gray. It's called Necromancer Cloak. It's like a medium to dark gray. I would grab the paint. Oh, nope. After that, we're going to grab the pavement. That stuff is not mixed up. So those two eyes we made with the straw pieces and put glue in them, we're just going to make some oval shapes on those. And we're going to get inside that straw, mix it around with whatever paint's in there and darken that up a little bit. Okay. Sweet. Wipe your brush off, grab some more of that, and then we're just going to do a dot here, and here, and here, and here. And something like that. That, my friends, is going to look sweet. I don't have any white flock, except for baking soda, which turns yellow and they oxygen over time, unless you paint it and stuff. So I don't really have a way to have too much interest here at this point. I don't think. Could do like a white contrast paint on him. I don't know if that would really bring much to the paint job, though. We could try it. Okay. We get something. Where's that new brush with the white bristles? Where are you, new white brush with the white bristles? Can't find you, you're gone. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this brings anything to it at all. I have a suspicion this is a waste of time. And then I'm not going to like it. I think I would have liked it better to do a really, really light blue thin wash. Would have probably made me happier, I'm guessing. Oh well, we make mistakes and we learn. I'm just going to come around the sides here with that. Make sure I got a good... I'm using less just to... Oh, it's thick on the bottom here. I'll hit under his grabbers in case anybody looks under there. They'll look like they've been messed with. Okay. I'm just dragging this around, evening it out. I'm just going to bring it down to a point on his back and call it. Because I don't want to darken him up, man. Oh, shit. Look, I hit that. Alright, let's get that little brush out again. In the pavement. Okay. Bloop. 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 Okay. So something like that. Wipe some of the sweat out of my eyes. Holy crap. Alright, so let's look in the book. According to the book, it is 1 inch wide and 40 inches long. are 5 foot wide and 40 foot long. So it's 8 by 1/2 inch. So ours is mostly an inch, except for towards the tail. It's a little skinnier, and there's a little fat spot where his neck bends up, or the middle part of him bends up. But it's only more than 1 inch in one direction. And then ours is actually, before the coil, ours is actually a little bit longer than 8 inches. And like I said, because it just didn't have enough to grab the base if you were watching part 1. So there's my frostworm. It's nothing spectacular, but at least it doesn't look completely like tin foil, which was I was trying to kind of avoid. So I'd say, as far as frostworms go, yay. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, hop on the website, buy some minis, hop on the Discord, show us what you're working on. I'll see you next time on Dungeons and Doom Biscuit as we make the 3.5 monster manual.